I'm glad we had this Q&A session because nothing is better for the audience than to get involved. So that way the audience is, now I can see, wide awake and ready to listen to my talk. Distinguished speakers, chair and delegates, welcome to the UN Great Power and World Peace. Since its birth in 1945, the UN has played an instrumental part in global affairs. It served as a platform for resolving international disputes, maintaining peace in turbulent areas across the globe, and played host to altruist diplomats and despotic dictators alike. It has not, however, been free of controversy, criticism directed at the supposed ineffectiveness of the UN Security Council, and accusations of abuse towards members of peacekeeping corps demonstrate it's not a perfect organization. As we go deeper into 21st century, the future of United Nations, especially its funding requirements and authority, remains uncertain. Will it buckle and break under the pressure created by rising nationalism among its member states, or will it thrive in ever more technological and connected world? Dear friends, while we meet for this lecture today, changes, or lots of changes, are taking place in the world. Poverty, inequality, and greed of rulers have unleashed global anger and revolt on 4 continents. Everywhere, from Hong Kong to Beirut, from Quito to Santiago, from Barcelona to London and Paris, frustration and violence is spreading throughout the world. Experts have spotted the effect. These mass demonstrations are against elites in countries where democracy is a source of disappointment. Corruption is seen as brazen, and a tiny elite political class lives lavishly while the younger generation struggle to get by.
I'm sorry to interrupt Vijay, but I would like to point out to everybody that the speech that Vijay is reading, you can read it with him in this piece of paper which is on your chair, and it's actually on the first page under major power rivalries.
Thank you.
And he started on the paragraph, UK is involved under the Brexit crisis.
Thank you. Linus has done my job. UK is engulfed with Brexit crisis of hate and greed, and the US President Donald Trump is flouting most of the international treaties like the INF, Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, and agreements like the Paris Climate Change Accord. The world, dear friends, seems spinning out of control. West-Russia relations deteriorating, with NATO threatening extension to Georgia and Ukraine. The Israel-Gaza border crisis, as Ben and many other speakers have spoken, is festers with many protesters killed and no solution for Palestinians in prospect. US sanctions on Iran and trade war with China and Turkey further destabilizes the already volatile region. Major power rivalries and proxy wars in the Middle East prevent the vitally needed peace in Syria, Yemen, and Iraq, which we have been discussing in our question-answer session. Undermine the United Nations system. Dear friends, China, Russia and USA are dominant major powers and each influences the world in a very different way. But it's still difficult to argue that any of these three powers see United Nations as the primary forum for its diplomatic influence and global trade. And it's also noteworthy, as Armstead has been discussed, that these five members, USA, UK, China, France and Russia, are also the leading global arms exporters, which shows contradictions at the heart of the UN system, since tensions and conflict bring them economic benefit. Dear friends, there is a recent development in the United Nations, and which is a troubling fact, that global governance is slipping away from the United Nations because of reasons like they cannot manage the internet, they cannot tackle the climate change, they cannot tackle the rising inequality, and large corporations and coming in, large transnational corporations, becoming the biggest players, changing the UN agenda for trade, development and human rights, council, high political body. So, as UN is starved of cash and around 60 countries have failed to pay their bills, corporate takeover of the UN has started, which would severely restrict implementation of effective multilateralism, a founding principle of the United Nations. Dear friends, where democracy fails, history tells us violence, wars and conflicts usually follow. All these argue for the urgent restoration of authority of the UN as world's leading and most representative forum for global conflicts resolution and peace building. As been pointed out before by Lord Desai, that UN has agencies, WHO, UNHCR, UNESCO, UNICEF, UNDP, United Nations Children Fund, which are doing tremendous amount of good work, alleviating diseases, poverty, and providing education to hundreds of millions of people. And not many people know. UN Food Program.
Thank you very much indeed.
Provides food assistance to an average of 104 million people in 80 countries every year. And UN feeds people in war zones, natural disasters, health emergencies, and poor countries. And another fact that UN never had to look after refugees, what they're doing. Around 75 million around the globe. 1 in 122 people in the world is a refugee. So after 74 years of his formation, because next year is going to, in 2020, 75th of his formation. So we are exploring today, as you have become a talking shop, a toothless tiger, or irrelevant, or a formidable, or can it meet the formidable challenges of the 21st century? As certainly it has not been able to fulfill its preamble goal to save succeeding generations from the scourge of war, which in our lifetime have brought untold sorrow to mankind. And also there is another group of people who see UN as a showcase or a front from the Western powers and corporations and elites. And because they are group, so why should there be permanent wars going on? And why, in a world of plenty, the 21st century, 3 billion people are forced to live on $2 a day, while according to a report by Oxfam, 8 rich people in 2017 own as much wealth as 3.6 billion people, or half of humanity. So dear friends, as been said before by other speakers, UN is in need of urgent reforms. And all urgent reforms start with a compromise. So we need the Security Council to be large enough to be representative, but at the same time small enough to do business. And it should reflect the present powers of the world, which means countries not represented like in the Security Council, like India, Brazil, South Africa, should have a Security Council membership which will legitimize the decision making. And about us in the UK being a permanent member can play a key role in ending wars and interventions and maintenance of international peace and security. And also help secure the, implement the Sustainable Development Goals and work for nuclear disarmament and for the Paris Climate Agreement. And dear friends, UK must put its values at the heart of its foreign policy, as Fabian was saying, who is not here. It cannot be silent at the cruel Saudi war on Yemen, a worst humanitarian disaster in the world, while continue to supply arms to Saudi Arabia, or crushing of democracy of Egypt or Bahrain, or the tragic loss of life in Congo, as that gentleman said, and failed to condemn the violence committed against the Rohingyas in Myanmar, as Ken was said. So let Britain's voice be loud and clear for peace, justice, and cooperation. So let me just quickly suggest some reforms. First of all, the Secretary General should adopt the UN resolution on building ministries or department for peace. So if we have a department of peace in UK or other countries, then we naturally will build peace. Yeah? And secondly, UN has got departments which duplicate each other, so they should work together. And thirdly, very important, the UN should strengthen the role of developing countries over the industrialized states, which is South and North, to eliminate the status quo or the marginalization of developing countries. And Secretary General should tackle the propaganda of war, because so many wars have been started by the media and all the warmongering machine which is churning 24 hours. And it should also work to deter the undemocratic impact of military-industrial complex. As I said in my opening statement, the world spends 1.82 trillion on warmongering warfare, and US alone spends 700 billion. And the former Secretary General Ban Ki-moon famously said, the world is overarmed and peace is underfunded. So, dear friends, in an age when more and more problems facing humanity are global, and the world has more and more need for global institutions through which to forge and implement global strategies, it's more than ever necessary for the United Nations to live up to the promise of its charter, and above all the demands and hopes of its future. Dear friends, do we, as Lord Desai also said, do we still need the United Nations? According to me, the answer is yes. It is the only inclusive global institution suitable for bringing a peaceful future and offer a common vision for safer and better world. which includes peace, respect, tolerance, unity, friendship, diversity and inclusion. Because all of us sitting in this room and in the outside world have a desire to protect the planet and advance the welfare of humanity. So we can all do positive actions, which other speakers have alluded to. First of all, invest in peace education, culture of peace, promote the diversification of arms industry, and UK here, we can lead by example, like dialogue diplomacy, building trust and working for maintaining peace and security by mediation and conflict resolution. A reformed, democratic, transparent and accountable UN, along with the cooperation of international community and a strong civil society, can produce the result in consigning war to history and making the dreams of peace a reality. Where nations work together, hope prevails, and collective solutions can be found, said the present Secretary General Antonio Guterres. History demonstrates that multiple stakeholders, NGOs, business community, regional and local leaders, and individual citizens can work together, global risks can be addressed effectively. The adoption of Ottawa Convention on Land Mines, creation of Millennium Development Goals, the coalition which created the International Criminal Code, and the Paris Climate Agreement are examples of UN success. Dear friends, in conclusion, remember, there is no challenge beyond our capacity as human beings. People like you in this room and across the world have the capital, knowledge and technology to implement changes for not only to eliminate extreme poverty, bring peace and social justice, but also to realize the UN Charter preamble goal of to save succeeding generations from the scourge of war, which in our lifetime has brought untold sorrow to mankind. If we can fulfill the above goals, UN will not be a talking shop or irrelevant, but a global player, fit and strong to tackle the challenges facing the 21st century. Then we can proudly, all of us say, we have a right to enjoy peace. Thank you.